Hello everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Bedrock Survival with Fix, episode 190. And that means it's a world download for patrons and YouTube members. Thank you so much for your support. That download link will be found when this episode airs on your private Discord channel. So, hey, what are we doing today? Well, today's a little bit of an update because I've been doing a crap ton of live streaming over on twitch.tv/Fixxitt412. I have decided to do all the live streams there and secondarily keep all of the archived live streams if you want to check that out over on my second channel, which is called Fixxitt412 Off the Record, linked in the channel description down below. And you may notice there are a few changes which are pretty big. There's a few changes pretty large. Oh man, dude, I cannot wait to get over there. That I am going to wait because I'm going to be doing waiting until the mountain update, and I'm going to be trimming those chunks since that's in Extreme Hills and it's right here. I want to see what's going to become of that. So we're not touching that Extreme Hills until 117. So we're going to sort of veer away from it. I'll just have to be real careful because I do have that Tuscan village like butting up right next to it. So I'll just have to, well, we'll have a whole bunch of backups. But you may notice there's a little bit of a change here compared to the past worlds. If you've been on my live streams, then you know exactly what it is. If you haven't, well, you can see it right there. The mountain is officially not finished. It's officially not finished, but it's officially roughed in. Oh, crap. There's an Enderman. That's fun. It's officially roughed in over on this side, except for that one hole that I left on purpose. Not really on purpose. Just to complete here on camera together. Yeah, the mountain is done. It's not done. There's actually a whole backside that I haven't gotten to, and unfortunately, I'm not going to get to it now because of waiting for 117. Let's go in the mountain and I'll show you. This is going to be the pass that we are going to probably work on together today. This area where we can follow this road in, because right as of now, this road is, well, as you can see, you cannot get through. What I want to do is I don't want to just have it like this. I want to have it kind of go up and in as if it's like a natural cave. So we make a natural cave, and halfway through the natural cave, we're going to stem off and come over here, over this direction, and we're going to get down into the big open cave here, where we're going to let out probably right about here or so, where then you'll see this giant lush kingdom. This is going to be probably one of the main entrances to get in here. There are a couple other entrances as of now, but some of that stuff's going to change. Like, for example, there's this area here, which this will all be closed off. This is supposed to be a dreary, dark sort of marsh area. There is the walkway up there that will also be there. That you can't really see from here, but that little walkway up there, you know what, let's just go up here. I bet you can see a lot better from up on top of this. Hey, creeper, waiting to blow me up probably. Okay, so there's this walkway here. That's all going to be closed in as well, with probably like little holes so you can see down here. I think that might be kind of cool. Oh my goodness, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing the light come off this obsidian? Oh, what a gorgeous texture. Wow, beautiful. This whole area will be closed. That will be a hole going into the waterfall. And, oh, I see you. Now I see you coming here to blow me up. Man, you did it. You actually succeeded. I didn't think that you would, and you did. Okay. Ignore me. It's fine. This area right here, this is the one. This is the one area that we're going to wait on. And, you know, we already talked about it, but reason being, I want to connect this somehow to these extreme hills over here, and I want to wait until we get the new mountains there. At least I assume, I'm sort of operating under the assumption that the new update, the mountains will be basically replacing Extreme Hills, which actually I think Extreme Hills is actually called mountains now. So I am operating under the assumption that this will become a mountain in the next update, hopefully without a huge ugly chunk border. That's my one goal. And if it is an ugly chunk border, then we won't update that and I'll build a mountain there. But I'm hoping to get sort of the vanilla mountains coming, right? So that is what I've been working on here over the past little while. I've been working on really getting this over, and you can just see the site of this thing, the way it sort of comes down. I just think it's really nice. And yeah, I got to detail it all. We'll probably do that on a live stream, like probably bringing in snow up on top of that, and then some dirt, you know, kind of like what we did over here, dirt and some hanging grass and all that stuff that's really going to make it look like a finished mountain. But yeah, you can see it looks really, really, really nice, and it really does help to sort of kind of finish this area. So I want to get working a little bit on the pathing situation that we're going to have that's going to go through here. So because this is like the main road, and it doesn't really seem like it that much, but this is actually the main road of the kingdom. This connects the castle to spawn over there, so this has to look pretty decent, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build starting right about maybe, well, actually, you know what, starting right about here, actually, starting right about there. So let's put back a little bit more of this so we'll have a nice cave opening. We're gonna have a cave that's gonna come up about halfway and then down. So I'm gonna work out the floor right now. I have a whole bunch of stone all saved up from the quarry, and we'll work out the floor, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss it a little bit. It should be really nice. Oh, I see leather waiting for me. All right, well then let's take a little look and see how this path is starting to look. Yes, it's starting to look very populated by mobs. I just ran out and got a stack of torches or two just to well, and I kind of saw this problem coming, and sure enough, here it is. So yeah, so the path is about 3 wide, maybe 4 wide, and what it's going to do is it's going to gradually expand out. This is going to be sort of the base layer that we're at right now, and it's going to sort of slowly and gradually expand out and then up and then become a tube. That'll be the goal anyway. I think we probably make this just a hair wider, so that'll be just fine. Then we'll come down here, and again, this works just fine as well. I don't think that I'm going to show any of this in here. I don't think it's necessary. I'd like this to feel as though it's sort of bored out of the solid mountain and not kind of like it is, which is nothing. It's like a floating passageway in a void. But once you fill this all in on the side, you probably won't even know. You know, you'll just walk in here. It'll be like, oh, it's a cave, and then you walk over here. It's like, oh, that's how you get to this cave. Or, oh, wonder what's this way, and this is how you're gonna get to the giant cave under the mountain, which is going to be a lot smaller. Well, no, it's not going to be a lot smaller. It's going to be somewhat smaller than what it currently is. And I think we're going to work on some of that today. I know that I want to wait until I get all the juicy cave update blocks to really get into it, and that's true. But I think we can definitely rough some things in. Like, for example, there's going to be a wall here-ish, like probably right about where this path ends up, so that way you won't see any of this. This will all be closed off. I think what we'll do is we'll start to sort of see how, like, I want this to look like a parenthesis, right? Or is that, yeah, parenthesis, where it's like it's going to curve up like the letter C and then go up like that. And then, you know, we'll wait to do all the detailing until we get all the lush stuff and the stalactites and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to want to put a whole bunch of those in here. But that means that this area out here that you see doesn't need to be detailed really at all, which is really, really cool. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to grab... Actually, I'm going to widen this a little bit. I want it to be at least... Let me see. How many is this? 3 or 4. Like, it should probably be... I don't want it to be too narrow, or I think that it'll seem a little claustrophobic, and that's not necessarily the thing that I'm going for here. I want it to be somewhere in between narrow and cozy. You know, somewhere in that sweet spot between narrow and cozy. That's the goal. And I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back in here with slabs, probably a mixture of stone and cobblestone, and just do slabs all along the outside, and then we'll start to ramp it up kind of that way. So if I do a slab, like, let me find sort of the narrowest point, like right here. If I did a slab like here and here, that still gives you 3 blocks of sort of flat surface-ish of the cave that I think should kind of work. It should probably widen at some points, but I don't mind it being sort of snake-like. So yeah, that'll be cool. Let's get rolling on this stuff. We got a little bit of grind ahead of us here, and then we'll go from there. Okay, let's just say you are a traveling merchant heading here from spawn across this little grass bridge, and you're headed towards the castle to sell your wares at the castle market. This is the way that you get there, and it's a little small, but I think it adds a lot to it. And then we're gonna be putting the dripstone stuff once we get it. Some of those stalactites and stuff in here, that'll be so cool. A bunch of dripstone blocks and everything. And then you come out here and you emerge in the little fishing village. And with this view, look at the view. You come out with this view and you head straight over to, well, across here. Then, unfortunately, there's not really a way here. So I guess you'd have to take your cart down these stairs. I guess that's something that we should address at some point, because this is, again, the main way sort of into town. I guess maybe we could go over this way. Not really though, huh? What is over here? I don't even remember. Is there? Yeah, just water. Just the lake. Okay, so we may have to. I may have to do another road, maybe like a market path across here, you know, like a cart path, and go right along the river. That could be a fun project for a later date that's not now. And then you do, say, like a little bridge right here, maybe. That could be cool. I think it could work, a little diagonal bridge there. And then you get up to this spot, which then could, like, join up with the road, or who knows, this could be a crop field. But look at that, man. Would you just look at the view, and this still has to be yet to be detailed, which we're gonna do next. Actually, I think I just finished sort of detailing the inside of the cave. Not a lot, not as much as I plan to later, but at least enough where it doesn't feel like wildly undone, you know. And that's kind of where I want to get to. I keep seeing this every time I go to look. I keep seeing this really bizarre ridge that just sort of formed as I was building this, and I need to get rid of it and help it out just a little bit. Not tons and tons, but a little bit. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm gonna get working on this and bringing in some of this palette. This I don't even know what it is. Is it coarse dirt, grass? Is that it? It's just coarse dirt and grass. Yeah, minimalist, baby. That's what it is, I think. Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm gonna get working on that, and I will see you on the next side of this, where hopefully we have just a whole crap ton of this done. But this is going to be much better, I think, from down there. Cool. I have been really, really, really hard at work on a different project that you're probably going to see in a couple days after this one, I am thinking, but it's going to be a surprise, and it is going to be kind of my magnum opus video, if you will. It's by far the most time I've ever spent on a single video. And I'm really excited for you to see it. So hopefully it'll come out in a couple days after this. I still got to finish it and do editing and stuff like that, but I'm hopeful. Anyway, good night, everybody. My son has figured out how to do announcements on Echo, and it's really consistent. It's constant. Anyway, this is an old backup of the world, because I want to show you what the transition is going to be. Are you ready? This is where the mountain has been for, I don't know, 75 episodes, 100 episodes maybe or so. So you see it right now, so take a good look, and we're going to switch over in 3, in 2, in 1. Boom. Boom, baby. What? Are you even serious? What? Look at the differences in this world. So some things that I've been working on the grind. Obviously, I worked on the mountain a lot. I got all detailed in. And yeah, it's pretty good. Got some nice snow drifts and all that kind of stuff. And let's fly up here away from the skeleton and take a look at the mountain. Yeah, it really, it had so much that kind of wraps around. Oh, I'm kicking myself for not doing this earlier. But then I had this big plot of land here, and I've always wondered, like, what am I gonna do with this? I don't know. And I thought, yeah, let's just plant it. You know, I've always said there's way too many people here and not enough food. So, like, this is all the crops I had right here. So I essentially doubled my crop fields, pretty much, totally. I think I doubled, maybe even more than doubled, I'm not sure. But, yeah, so we have a big wheat field, 2 carrot fields, and a, what is this in the middle? Is that potatoes? I'm not even really sure what that is. I think potatoes. And, yeah, it's awesome. It's just awesome to kind of walk around. Now, flying, sometimes you don't get quite as much from it because you kind of see it load in. And I hate that see it load in bit. You know, I think that really sort of breaks the immersion. But yeah, it just feels good to have like a bunch of this land really dealt with in a good and convincing way. I mean, look at that. That's all new. Everything you see is all new. The mountain and all this farmland. It's a huge, enormous, giant, huge progress for a singular episode. It's hard to even wrap my head around what this was before, you know? Anyway, yeah, so I did that. Now, I want to read a book to you before the end of the episode to finish out our little war story, which I think is kind of an interesting one that I've been writing out the last day or so. So let's get to that next. You'll have to excuse my voice if I sound a little different right now. I've been kind of sick last day or so. I actually just had to go get a COVID test yesterday, so no results yet, but I feel all right, though kind of getting worse by the few hours, you know. But My wife's home today watching the kids, so I can sort of just hibernate. I can't lay in bed all day. I have to sit up kind of and do some things. So I thought I'll record this book for you guys, and hopefully everything is fine with the old COVID test here, but we'll find out. Let's read the book. So this is the final volume of A Brief History of the High Pass War, Part 3 by Counselor Verdun Packen, episode 190. That's today. Counselor, that's like a council of events. So that's the people who sort of record history in the world of the Toblin that we have here. The king of Britta had sent his 3 sons to the neighboring kingdom of Georgia to negotiate a trade agreement. The larger kingdom agreed and sent their princes back to their father with a completed treaty. When the youngest prince, Harold, hatched a prank to play on the king. The princes sent a messenger that day prior to their own leaving with a message saying they had been expelled forcefully from the kingdom of Georgia. They would arrive home the following day with a completed treaty to a relieved and very happy father. Tragedy struck on their way home. When the boys didn't arrive... Sorry, I just got to break here. Why does this happen? Why does the font change in a random page? I cut and paste this whole thing from one Google Docs where I write the whole book. So could someone tell me, why does that happen? I hate it. I don't like this font, but I hate it changing back and forth more. I don't have a special font, and I cut and paste from the same file. So why is like one sentence different than all the rest? So annoying. When the boys didn't arrive home the following day, the king, unaware of this lie, sent out 3 large search parties to travel each of the possible routes between the 2 kingdoms. The party headed over the mountain pass, the shortest pass, would be headed by his most trusted advisor, the General Hill Loveridge, otherwise known as the Butcher of Elpec. Hill Loveridge deserves full books written about him, to be sure. His brutal yet effective raids on the Black Forest of Elpec were instrumental in sniffing out the Riddle Revolution before it gained enough ground to do much damage. General Loveridge and detachment found the wreckage first. The caravan had been ransacked and burned and still smoldered in the snowy pass of the Ceodin Mountains. Only one prince, the eldest, could be identified from his body partly frozen in snow. Luckily for the search party, but unluckily perhaps for this part of the world, the snow had stopped falling overnight and some tracks could still be found and followed. The party did just that, only taking part of the evening to find the men responsible. It was a detachment from the Georgian army who had weathered the storm in a cave. The butcher came upon them while they were eating dinner and slaughtered them all with no hesitation. If only one of these men had been questioned, war could have yet been averted. In the years after the war, the Council of Events has learned that these so-called Georgian soldiers were actually simple bandits who were wearing the colors of another scouting party they had robbed and murdered months back. The butcher wasted no time. He sent messengers to the other 2 branches of the search party, reconvening them under his banner and attacked the nearest Georgian village he could find in retribution for the prince's murder. The party completely razed 3 villages and numerous farms along the way back to Britta, effectively declaring war between the 2 nations. For 4 years, the 2 countries waged vicious war upon each other. It wasn't until the nation of Georgia was on its knees that a truce was negotiated. The king of Britta died not knowing the entire war on his neighbor had started on a misunderstanding. He lost his 3 sons and most of his nation for nothing. And that's it. That is so that's the story. That is the story of the High Pass War, and that is here in a house over in Rose Fields. Is that what the name of this place is? I think it's Rose Fields. And yeah, cool. Let me put to bed. So they added, since the last clip and now, they added the first of the mountain updates to the Bedrock beta. Now, unfortunately, Bedrock doesn't have a version switcher, and because I record in this world most days, I can't really play on it because getting out of the beta is really kind of difficult, and I don't, whatever. If I had 2 computers, 2 separate accounts, which I guess I technically do, but it doesn't run great, I would probably do that, but I don't, it's a real drag. I really, really wish Bedrock had a version switcher. But I gotta tell you, standing here in this little fishing village, man, it is awesome being surrounded by mountains. But that being said, checking out the beta mountains. I was checking Germsy Boy's stream on Twitch yesterday, and man, it is beautiful. I mean, they did so great on the mountains, and I know that there's still going to be some fine tuning and some small changes and things like that. But it looks so good, like huge, epic mountain ranges. Now, I still think a custom mountain or a mountain that's been really heavily edited is going to be better than naturally generated, but They're really, really, really good. So, I'm looking forward to getting some of these big mountain ranges in my world. Hopefully, we get one on the other side of these mountains, because there's an extreme hills over there, and there's an extreme hills over sort of just past Spawn over that direction. So hopefully we'll get some awesome big mountain ranges there, because I am going to prune the chunks here before we update. But I unfortunately have to go full versions, or maybe I'll switch to the beta once we get really close and once all of the cave biomes and all that kind of stuff are implemented. I can see doing something like that, but we'll see how episode numbers work and stuff like that. It'd be kind of smooth if I could switch to 117 right after episode 200. That would be just a really nice change. But I feel really good about where we are in the world. Let's talk, since we have 10 episodes left officially before the end of this particular series. The other half of this mountain, if you go through the mountain, there is one big opening, and I left it because I want to see what happens with the natural gen over on the other side. So we're gonna wait. I'm just gonna leave that undone for now. This I have a big empty quarry sort of section over there. That's gonna be a really, really, really long-term project. No big deal there. A couple things I still need to finish. I still need to finish this gate right here. I also need to finish my castle gate, which is right there. That, believe it or not, is still not done. That I probably built that back in episode, I don't know, 51 probably, and it's still not finished, so I got to get to that. I need to build houses, like mansions, behind the castle, so that's all filled out, and I need to build some boats. So also I need to still work on the guardian farm here, so we have a lot to do in the next 9 episodes technically. But with adding in these big crop fields and finishing this part of the mountain, that is a huge, man, I hate to say weight off me, because it's not like it's a weight on me for real, but it's a bit of a Minecraft burden taken off my plate, right? Because this whole bit is done, and I feel good. It's like, put a cap in that. We are finished with it. So I think what I want to do next time is I want to add a boat to the docks over here. I'm hiccuping now, out of the blue. Started hiccuping. Add a boat to the docks over here, I think, would be a really nice next step. I know a few people have been asking me, hey, build a boat on the dock. Yeah, you're right. At least one like here would be nice. Maybe one sailing would be nice, but at least one that's actually docked. So I think we're gonna build a rather small, modest ship over here next episode, and that'll be a really big sort of boon to this area. It'd make this really look a lot more complete. I'm not too worried about finishing up over. Let's see. If we get to over this area, you can see there's some really unfinished stuff here. Like, for example, check out this. Check this. There's nothing there, because I don't know yet exactly what we're going to do with that, and I don't mind waiting on that, right? There's a tower that's just sketched out that I never did, because that's where we're going after 200. We're going right over there to start building again. And I definitely want to do some major landscaping, all that stuff as well. So we're going to need all the stone and everything that we get, but I want to kind of wait, and we're going to fill this in probably with more city, probably. We'll see how that goes after we get to episode 200. But yeah, there's not even a gate here. But I think I want to work on boats. So I think next episode we're gonna come back and we're going to put a boat in the harbor here, and and that should be another step closer to the big episode 200. I'm really looking forward to it. Also, this barracks has to get done too. But I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not. Why not? It's fun. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.